Hey, what's good, YouTube? Welcome back to the Brown Gent. Here for a very early morning video, but we got some big updates for you. Probably seen all the euphoria on the timeline around the Hyperliquid airdrop. I want to talk to you about that and so much more. But before we get into it, the usual, make sure you've liked the video, shared the video, subscribe to the channel. And also, just remember, I'm just a guy on YouTube. Nothing I say here is financial advice. Make sure you follow me on Twitter if you haven't, and follow my EVM wallet onto bank, where we broke 200K again. This has been a pretty good morning, and we'll talk a bit about why that was the case as well. Very nice to see that crypto has, I don't want to call it a recovery because we didn't really crash. We just had a bit of a market correction. As you know, things don't go straight up, things don't go straight down. There are pullbacks and also bumps on the way down. So don't get worried when you see these things. We are still in a very bullish sentiment market. One thing I do want to mention is XRP. The XRP trade continues to be very strong. As I told you guys a couple of days ago, I averaged up on XRP at $1.30, and it continues to do really well. Remember, I'm not an XRP maxi by any means, but you can really see once we found out what was happening with Gary Gensler and how he would be leaving the SEC as part of the new political environment. Well, that was the biggest gap for XRP, and now there's a very good narrative for it to challenge Ethereum potentially for its very strong market cap. And before we get into the airdrops, the one last thing I want to say is in that balance between Bitcoin season and altcoin season, we have skewed heavily toward the altcoin season. And as a reminder, you guys know I have sold almost all of my Bitcoin. I only have about 25% left of what I did originally. I moved those all into altcoins about a little over a week ago at this point. So the big news today was Hyperliquid. I'll be honest, I was with some friends last night. I wasn't sure how I was going to feel in the morning. As you guys know, I put it all on the line for the community here. Hyperliquid, which has been an incredible team, incredible project, right? No VCs, treated their users very well. They did one thing I didn't like, and that was they changed the requirement to sign that Genesis agreement, their terms and conditions. You couldn't be behind a VPN for that. You could be behind a VPN when it came to using their protocol, but then the rules changed with their tokenomics. I didn't like that. I knew that many other YouTubers, content creators, I'm not going to name names, but they sort of knew exactly how to get around it, but they weren't going to share it for fear of blowback. Well, I didn't care about that. As you guys know, I made a thread sort of sharing exactly my thoughts on this entire process and also how I thought you could get around this. Obviously, I'm not trying to make anyone feel bad or whatever, but at the same time, I just didn't think it was right to allow people to basically use their protocol, farm their airdrop, and then basically get told, sorry, you can't use this, you can't use a VPN. So I put this thread together, much to the chagrin of the Hyperliquid team. Basically, I was asked to remove it. When I didn't, I was booted from their Discord. Got 5,000 views. A lot of people said, hey, I know this is old, but you just saved my life with this post. And honestly, I got booted. And honestly, I didn't think I would get an airdrop because of that, right? The thing is, we all are here to help each other, or at least I think we are. I was told that people reported this thread to Hyperliquid. I think somebody even asked for a share of my airdrop. So I didn't have any high hopes. I said, hey, you know what? Maybe I get nothing. In fact, when they gave out their sort of secret point allocation, or the extra point allocation, I got 0 despite doing a ton of volume on the protocol. So I thought it just meant it was over for me. But then, and as you guys know, I had 455 points at the end of the original point calculation. I had 455 points even with the secret points after, got 0. Didn't even tell me that it was 0. It just didn't include those weeks for me. And then when I logged on this morning, Lo and behold, I had 2434 hype token worth $10,433. So a couple things I want to share with you guys. Number one, actually, before I even go here, I initially was hearing a lot about this airdrop in the spring. I kept dragging my feet on it because I was told it got so much harder. Eventually, I decided, you know what? I'm going to bite the bullet. I'm going to go for it anyways. I was farming orderly. I'm like, why not just farm this one too? So in the summer, I started farming this. I made a very brief introduction video. Nothing, not real strategy, just a, hey, here's what I'm going to do on it, whatever. And people were like, Brown Gent's washed. Brown Gent's an idiot. You can't get points as easily anymore. It's going to be a big waste of time. These people call me all the names, whatever. I mean, as you can see here, the proof is in the pudding. So I'm super happy I did it. This is why you can't listen to people. You tune the noise out. And the other thing I'll say is some of those people who also said it, I see them on the timeline posting. So either they're LARPing or they were just talking shit in my comments as well. Like they have very similar names. I assume it's the same people. Now, one of the things we did was for the Web3 Secret Society, I put together a strategic document, a 45-page video as well on exactly how to maximize getting points, because some weeks I was getting like 70 or 80 points. Obviously, this is not always going to work out, but if you do want to be part of that community to get the coaching, guidance, and support, links to the Web3 Secret Society are below. We do office hours regularly, or you can schedule a private video call as well. One more thing on Hyperliquid, or I got a couple more things. Number one, that was great airdrop. They did a fantastic job. Whales market surprised me and surprised us as well. Some of us hedged by selling our points early. Some of our points, I sold like around 15%. And I got told, hey, we had to cancel the points market. I'm like, perfect, because I was ready to just throw that collateral out there, right? So this points market where I had sold 67 of my 400 something points for 378 each, well, I got the money back, and they'll send your money back on the Ethereum or the Arbitrum network, I guess. So make sure you check that out if you've done it. Now, CC2 Ventures got about $1 million. They got $1 million airdrop for doing this, right? Best executed, most rewarding airdrop and TGE this cycle by a long shot. Rewarded early users, right? Huge. Constantly evolve the points algorithm. Like 1 week it was spot, 1 week it was perps. One time it was holding ecosystem coins. There's so many different things that mattered at different times. They didn't make it very clear, so you had to be there playing around in it. And by doing that, you were able to get as many points as possible. This is something I also shared in this video, including some of the things here, like they're favoring spot. So, midway, they play tested the token generation event by airdropping per token 1-to-1 based on your points, resulting in 4 to 6 figure airdrops for many users. Then once the point program concluded, they added a fat bonus in points for users who continued using the platform despite no clear incentive to do so. Kind of so shocked I got 0 for all this, because I was using it. I've been using it every day, so I'm surprised. 31% of the supply went to the people. 0 to centralized exchanges. You see how many of these airdrops are just given to Binance and stuff? Nothing is given to private investors. Nothing is given to market makers. You either have to engage with the platform to get your share or forced to buy the fair market rate. Also, it's a killer platform, goes beyond a single perp DEX. So it was incredible. He's got $1 million from it, but I completely sort of agree with his take. And once again, I realized it was a no-brainer at one point. I was told I was an idiot. Glad I ignored those morons, and today I got $10,000 for doing so. Not everyone, however, had a great deal around this, and here's why. Obviously, Hyperliquid did a fantastic job, but they also had a very quick turnaround for those users who got bonus points. So if you used it only after the fact, like I used it earlier than that, so I didn't have to sign anything, but some people missed this window. And basically you had until yesterday night, right before midnight UTC, to sign. So there are some people who are on Twitter, and there's many people actually I'm seeing who, got like 26,000 Hyperliquid points. This case from an early user back in May, invisible to delay. Before that had 30 points, so didn't sign any terms and conditions. $600,000 and I can't claim. lot of people in the situation. Hopefully the team does find a solution, and I really hope that happens for him and the other users, because it does sort of suck. And like, there are some people out there who are going to be like, no, we gotta sort of stop people. I don't really feel that way, because I think we want to be fair. I had, I think, 3 to 4 weeks. I can't remember exactly the time frame. Let's just look over here. We had I forget how long it was, but there was a specific period of time that we had. I remember, it was at least 3 weeks. So just something that I would say, like, if you only had 2 days or a day and a half, is there anything they can do? Be nice. Okay, next update is a surprise airdrop from Blue Finance. So this is not a protocol I have used before, but they're not just incentivizing their own users, they're incentivizing the top users of Jupiter, like top Jupiter stakers. I believe it's top 1%, top 1% of Pite stakers, which no one ever should be. Elixir users, wormhole stakers, Airdrop. If you use SuiLend, Cetus, Hop, SuiPlay, and more. Got to figure out how the SuiPlay is being credited, because I bought one of those, but they don't have it in your wallet. It's locked to another account. And then if you're an NFT holder, or part of that community for Pudgy Penguins, Mad Lads, Azuki, Prime Shin, and the tokens are vested over 2 months. So big money that's coming. You can go onto this website, check eligibility. You can do this with a bunch of different wallets. I was having some issues with Solana just because the ledger functionality isn't working yet, but definitely check that out. You can check in this website to see the Bluefin airdrop explained, where they show you exactly 17.15% is going of this is airdrop, and then basically like where the NFT partners are getting 0.79, Solana EVM 1.45, Sui about 2%, Bluefin about 13%, and there's some allocations based on their metrics. Now, one more thing. Whenever you have airdrops like this, there's a lot of money coming to a lot of people. So what does that mean? Especially like Hype is very different. Hype has a lot of potential, right? You may have people end up cheating their bags. I did sell a bunch initially. I bought some back. If you want more details on my strategy, Web3 Secret Society for that. But for Blue, this is a bullshit token. I think it's going to completely crater. I am shorting this. So I expect people to be dumping this token en masse, especially even though it's vested. People will be just selling to get liquidity. So yeah, that's sort of my plan here. Obviously, like not doing shorting a big amount because you never know. But I put the link here to Avo if you are interested in doing that as well. Next update here is on Swell. So I don't farm Swell. I stopped touching it over 7 months ago, but they do have a wave drop 1 claim up now. Each of these claims is up for 30 days. Wave 2 is already underway, will end in 19 days. So basically you earn these black pearls, and those black pearls turn into Swell token. Now Swell token is worth like 3 cents each. So if you get like what I have here, I've earned 9 cents. When I go to claim, it'll cost me $9 in gas. So it doesn't take a genius to know it's not worth it to claim. But if you've got a significant amount, just check it out. If it's not significant, ignore it. It's whatever, okay? Also, you might need a VPN for this based on where you live. The next airdrop is the Send airdrop. So you can go to SuiLend and see how many airdrop or tokens will be airdropped to you. This one's slightly different because you can actually earn more, because not all snapshots are taken. So for example, for me, I have a paltry 1 cent token that I've earned over here. The other snapshots have not been taken, so you can bump these up as well. So definitely check it out if you haven't already. With all this news of Hyperliquid, I say one very nice thing is Hyperliquid did it so well. They treated the community so well. Pretty much everyone ate. Like, there's so much euphoria. There's going to be a big bar for a lot of other token generation events that come out. Meteora took this moment to announce that they are launching, or we are M3 with the sort of thing when met token. So we know their token generation is coming, token generation event. You can go ahead and retweet what they're putting here, and you might get a peek. I originally thought it was a perk, so I almost did it, and then I reread it, and I was like, yeah, no thanks. Another update for you guys is the game of Mitosis, which is their incentivized testnet. Yes, incentivize is the key word. So if you do this, you will earn some Mitosis rewards at their TGE. So I think it's worthwhile doing so. I haven't done it yet, but I've included this guide by Rob Inswood. Very well detailed. So definitely go in through here, follow this, and it should get you well on your way to completing this. Okay. Now, if you go as well to the Galaxy for Mitosis, there is a sort of game, which is basically you have to answer some trivia questions. I forget what it was. Something about like an ultimate element or something, ultimate form. I would sort of try doing this, go in their Discord, find what the answer is, because you can earn some Morse tokens from this. The next update is on the slime airdrop. So the Celestia slimes airdrop checker is live. You can actually see, you can go to the actual link after, I'll show it to you. But if you're staking Atom with drop.money, you're staking $5 plus of TIA, or 5 plus TIA, or 20 plus Dimension. If you're an NTRN governance staker, or you stake Cosmos Host Validator on the Aura chain, or you're part of any of these top Cosmo NFT platforms, or you're a user of any of these Celestia org ecosystem projects, or other eligible groups. If you're in Milky Way zone, because I know a lot of people like to stake their Milk TIA, right? Or if you're owner of a Stargaze zone name, you can find out. Just put your addresses into this checker right here, and it will let you know. Definitely do that. Next update is on Solid token. So you guys remember we did the Solana ID. That's what Sol ID is, or Solid. They basically were sharing their tokenomics because their TGE is coming soon. So when they do this here, they are also doing a private sale, I believe. So there's going to be a public sale whitelist. So you can definitely get into it. I will not be doing this. Whenever you have an airdrop combined with a public sale, it almost never goes well. So I'm choosing to fade this, but I'll put the links to this in the description below. And finally, for those of you who are farming Phantom, or aka Sonic Labs, right? Because that 200 million Sonic airdrop, they're going to start integrating this stuff into Rabby. So you can check all that, eventually migrate your Phantom when the option comes to do so. And then you can stake your Phantom there as well, and also see how you're doing on your airdrop. So hope you guys enjoyed this. Jordan, I was looking at your comment, Jordan. I was watching that video again from the Web3 Society, and you were asking some questions too. So I hope you printed, very well. And by the way, yeah, dude, I'm so happy. I told one of my best friends, because he doesn't really know crypto, but I'm like, man, I can log in tomorrow and find out if I get like 5,000 plus, maybe $10,000. But I kind of don't want to, because I after seeing that, I was like, my heart sank when I got no extra points, because I thought they blacklisted me. But yeah, I'm glad it worked out, and I hope you printed too. These projects and some of their users are outright a-holes. Yeah, no, of course. The problem is, Adri, whenever you deal with people with money, the literal thing here is people are okay stealing or taking from other people that they don't know, especially for themselves. And some people are more egregious than others doing it. So I think that's kind of, shitty thing to do. But some people are just like that. Hey, NW, how's it going? How many fees did I spend on Hyperliquid? Nothing. So exclusive. When I was farming this, a lot of it was spot. So I was holding spot tokens and letting it appreciate. And then the other thing I was doing was I was trading, but I wasn't trading like an idiot, right? Like I was trading in the sense of I would use it like I would any other platform, imagining there is no airdrop. So yeah, like I pay like a few dollars in fees. It's actually way cheaper in fees to use Hyperliquid than something like LogX, Orderly, whatever. And then I would be profitable there, and then I would make money on Hyperliquid. This is why once the airdrop was over, I was still using it. Why? Because it's such a cheap platform. It's so easy to use. Those in the Web3 Society, I shared with them, like I went log on objective of $14. It's like super easy, and this is like right before the day before the election. So it's just, I find it to be a very good platform. And if you don't look at it from a perspective of just blowing fees to farm an airdrop, but really using it like you would normally, and then using the airdrop as a rebate, it's way better. And in this case, the rebates are sometimes even more than what you make. So I thought it was very good and is super, super amazing. What's the deal with Hyperlane? Don't know, but they need to find a new token. Maybe Hyper. We'll see. What do you think about Magic Eden? Holding out hope. I got tens of thousands of diamonds across a bunch of wallets. We'll see sort of how that goes. You got like 4.5k jupe staked and not eligible. Oh, that sucks. Yeah, it's got to be top 1%. So this is the problem with a lot of these protocols is like when they do it. By the way, just so you know, that wasn't Bluefin. That was Jupiter who decided who would get it. I think Jupiter was given an allocation and they were able to select what percent of people. That's what it says in the Bluefin document. M3 equals meme. Yeah, that's great. Need a whole video on Mitosis testnet. Yeah, if I have the time, I'll definitely do it. As you know, I'm really focused on bringing out those beginner videos. If you guys have friends who are, learning about crypto and you want to point them in the right direction, I'm making that playlist, trying to make one video every single day to sort of help them understand the core tenets of what they need to know in the order of what they need to know it. Pythonian's NFT, I got one? No, I don't touch that stuff. I rarely touch NFTs, especially NFTs associated with projects. I tend to sell them. I even sold the Mitosis. I bought some mythic Mitosis NFTs and I sold them for like a 1.5x, 2x sometimes. All right, guys, if you like the video, please like the video. I'm sorry. If you enjoyed the video, please like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you later.